Students, as a continuity of the previous class, that is molecular basis of inheritance. In the previous class we have seen what does this term indicates, what is inheritance. Inheritance means transmission of characters from one generation to the next generation, from one cell to the daughter cell. And what is the basis for this inheritance? The basis for this inheritance at molecular level is called molecular basis of inheritance. So our earlier studies, when the studies from Mendel, he studied principles of inheritance. He published principles of inheritance. In these principles of inheritance, Mendel has announced to the world that some factors are there present in organisms which are responsible for controlling the traits.
Hello. Hello.
Factors responsible for traits. Traits are nothing but characters. Factors are nowadays considered as genes. So factors are responsible for characters, or genes are responsible for characters. After Mendel, that is approximately in 1850s, 56, for about 100 years it has taken to determine what are these factors and why, how they were called genes. And finally, they have concluded finally that so factors are nothing but genes responsible for characters. They are nothing but genetic material which is responsible for characters, responsible for controlling the characters. Controlling the characters. How they were controlling? They were responsible for forming the characters. They were responsible for controlling the characters, and they were responsible for transmitting the characters from one generation to another generation. So whatever things are doing all these, they are called genetic material. And this genetic material, what is that genetic material? Genetic material is that, again, it will give the same material is that substance which is responsible for build up the characters, formation of the characters, control of the characters, then how to express, when to express, control of the characters, expression of the characters. Genetic material is that substance which replicate, it produces its own copy, it will duplicate Xerox copy, and genetic material is that substance which supply this, all this information to the next generation, responsible for inheritance. So what is genetic material? Having all these properties is called genetic material. And finally what they concluded finally that DNA is reputed genetic material in majority of the organisms. We have seen this in the previous class. Then question comes, what is DNA? DNA is a nucleic acid. DNA, if a question comes, what is DNA? DNA is a nucleic acid. Then what is nucleic acid? Nucleic acid is the building blocks of genetic material. So the so-called genetic material which is capable of performing all these functions, that is production of formation of characters, control of characters. Control means how to, when to express a particular character in an organism is under the control of genetic material. And genetic material is that which shows replication process, and genetic material is that which will transmit these to the next generation, which is called inheritance. So if genetic material is that, with what genetic material is made? Genetic material is made up of nucleic acid. Then question comes, what is a nucleic acid according to the first year understanding of a biology student, first year understanding for a biology student? Nucleic acids are polymers of nucleotides. DNA or nucleic acid is a polymer of nucleotide. Again question comes, what is meant by a nucleotide? What is a polymer? Several monomers, several nucleotides. Monomer, singular, many monomers becomes polymer. In the coming classes, we are going to watch what are monomers, what are polymers, how they are. Before we are entering into this, let us see, DNA is a nucleic acid, and nucleic acid is nothing but building block of genetic material, and genetic material is nothing but controlling the characters, all these things. Now question comes, in some organisms, as we have seen yesterday, previous class, RNA is also found as genetic material, and we concluded that the organisms, maximum majority of organisms, plants, animals, microscopic organisms, most of the plants, in the cells, DNA is present as genetic material in the nucleus. It will not come out of the nucleus. So DNA which is present in the nucleus, by sitting in the nucleus, it will operate everything. How it will operate everything? What are those everything? It will produce some characters, some processes called transcription. By that transcription, DNA produces a structure called RNA, ribonucleic acid. It is also a nucleic acid, and it is available in various forms. Messenger RNA to carry message, transfer RNA which is used as a adapter, ribosomal RNA having catalytic role. It has a structure to form a cistron, one or many cistrons. We'll see in the coming classes what are cistrons. Messenger RNA, transfer RNA, and ribosomal RNA. Each and every RNA is having their own role, and all are responsible for used by the DNA. From the DNA they were produced and they were controlling various things by processes are called transcription and translation. It means in a cell of this organism, eye is like this, our hairs are like this, mustaches are like this, our skin is black or white or red, body is this much of height or medium height or short. All these are characters. These characters are because of the cells, and cells are having proteins. And these proteins are synthesized indirectly by the DNA and directly by these. So all these RNA molecules are involved in protein synthesis. Into this cell, into the eye cell, which type of protein has to be formed, produced, built? It is decided by DNA by sending RNA messenger. After that, these two RNAs are responsible to perform that function of translation, and finally that particular protein is formed and it will be sent to the cells. In the same way, in every part of the body of the organism, plant or animal or human being, any micro. So associated functions, manifold activities is by RNA. So in the cells where DNA is present as genetic material in the nucleus, it will produce RNA, and RNA is of various types: messenger RNA, adapter RNA, catalytic RNA, structural, adapter, catalytic. Here, RNA is not at all considered as genetic material. All these non-genetic material. Only genetic material. In some organisms, according to our previous class, like riboviruses, in their body, RNA is the genetic material. In these organisms, no DNA. Statement: the organisms which comes under viruses, riboviruses, RNA is the genetic material. In these organisms, DNA is not present along with RNA. Not present along, no DNA means along with RNA. So it means, another statement, second statement, in some organisms belongs to this category, DNA is present as genetic material. We have concluded in the last class here. DNA is present as genetic material, but no RNA. So along with DNA, no RNA. Along with DNA. So by these two statements, it is clear that in some organisms like viruses, either RNA is present as genetic material or DNA is present as genetic material. It means in some may be RNA, in some may be DNA. But no viruses is having both DNA and RNA in their body. Conclusion: no viruses is identified so far till to the date which possesses both DNA and RNA. But all other organisms here, plants, bacteria, microscopic organisms, fungi, animals, human beings, almost all organisms, they consist of DNA and RNA. Both DNA and RNA. DNA is the genetic material, RNA is the non-genetic material. In these organisms, either RNA or DNA is the genetic material, but in these both the organisms, no. If RNA is there, no DNA. If DNA is there, no. The concept is, in molecular basis of inheritance, we are able to identify what is inheritance, what is molecular basis. After the discovery of principles of inheritance by Mendel, at the same time almost, our Friedrich Miescher discovered nucleic acids. Friedrich Miescher discovered nucleic acids. Even though both are at the same time, but it has taken long time, long period to prove that DNA is the genetic material in most of the organisms. To prove DNA is the genetic material, fundamental genetic material in majority of the organism, it has taken a long time. And how they have observed that DNA is the genetic material. Before, they thought that DNA is the genetic material until by the discovery of Mendel, factors which are called genes now responsible for characters. Factors, traits means characters. To understand what are factors and what are traits which are carrying this, our scientist Sutton and Boveri in the NCERT textbook, in the page number 100. So our molecular base of inheritance, they will start at page number 95. Whereas on the page number 100, they have mentioned in the second paragraph, Mendel, factors and traits, Sutton, Sutton, Sutton and Boveri, they studied chromosomes are the carriers of these factors. Chromosomes are the carriers of these so-called factors. So they are called, so the studies, the knowledge of our scientific world, scientists, it was up to the cellular level, up to the chromosomal level. Chromosomes are the carriers of these so-called factors. Since chromosomes are the physical basis of inheritance. Transmission. For transmission, chromosomes are responsible. Later, T.H. Morgan he studied that genes are present on the chromosomes. Genes are present on the chromosomes. So genes are nothing but factors which are responsible for characters or traits according to Mendel's. Genes are present on the chromosomes. After this, 1926 they have given. So formation of sentences are jumbled away in the NCERT book. We have to adjust it to understand subject clearly. Until 1926, our understandings of scientists is chromosome is the center for all this, for transmission of characters, for principles of inheritance. They were responsible for inheritance of characters. They were responsible for later with what a chromosome is made, what is a gene, what is its shape, structure, how it is responsible for controlling, producing and transmitting the characters are not studied well. So our science of molecular basis of inheritance starts after 1926. After 1926, the quest after 1926, the quest or the interest or the thirst, hunger for molecular level of studies. So chromosome is a cellular level, it is a found in nucleus, cell organelle, nucleus, and in chromosome again it is made up of two different types of chemicals called nucleic acids and proteins. Nucleic acids are again two types, DNA and RNA. We have seen in the previous class. Nucleic acids are two types, DNA and RNA. And another chemical is protein. Out of these two chemicals, nucleic acids and proteins, are DNA, RNA and proteins, which is considered as genetic material, or which is considered as carrying the genes which are responsible for characters. Then what is a gene? What are the dimensions of a gene? To understand, molecular level of study started, and clearly indirect evidences are there. DNA is a genetic material because it replicates. Indirect evidences. DNA is a genetic material, it replicates and supply this a replicated copy to its daughter cells. DNA is a genetic material, it is responsible for formation of characters in particular stage. For example, a baby, a boy is growing. At the time of his small growth, infant, juvenile infant stage, he is not having any considerable mustaches are the signs of maleness externally. But the same boy, when he is developed to 15-16 years of age, he will develop mustaches and signs of maleness. It means if every character is controlled by gene, or if every character is formed by genes, where these genes are present in the body of the organism, in the cells, in the nucleus, in the chromosome, in the form of what? How all these 15-16 years of time, why these genes are not expressed to produce mustaches, maleness? They were silent. Why? This is called, genes are present in the body of the organisms from the childhood, from the birth of the organism. But they will express means they will show their presence only at different times in the life span of the organisms. When that organism becomes old, color of the hairs will become white, a character. You lose eyesight, character. Metabolic activity comes down, a character. When 3 or 4 human beings, if you want to test, if you send them in water under the rain, everybody will not get immediate cold or cough. Some will be not having any effect. Some will be immediately will get cold. A character. So all these characters are nothing but produced, controlled and expressed by genes. Then what is a gene? To understand this, molecular level studies started, and indirect evidences are hypothecated. Some genes are there. What is gene? Nobody knows in those days. And gene is responsible for replication. Gene is responsible for control. Gene is responsible for transcription. Gene is responsible for translation, production of proteins or characters. All these things just indirect evidences. But direct evidences that DNA is the genetic material. DNA is a nucleic acid and nucleic acid is a genetic material. It came from direct evidences by some experiments conducted by earlier scientists, started from Fred Griffith. '28. So Griffith in 1928, they mentioned in some books, they mentioned 1927. Griffith conducted experiments on some bacteria. These bacteria are called Streptococcus pneumoniae. P silent, Pneumoniae. Streptococcus pneumoniae. Or Diplococcus pneumoniae in some books they have mentioned. Pneumococcus pneumoniae they have mentioned. Streptococcus pneumoniae is a bacteria. This bacteria is responsible for pneumonia disease. It is like flu. Pneumonia. So Streptococcus bacteria is responsible for a disease called pneumonia. And this bacteria is able to cause this disease in animals and also human beings. And Griffith, he wants to understand the structure of this bacteria, the functions of this bacteria, the life pattern of this bacteria, how it is growing, how it is forming cultures. So he used to put food material, which are called culture media, bacterial cultures, and is able to identify its growth patterns. But luckily, by chance, Griffith is able to understand and these discoveries, whatever he discovered in these bacteria, it paves way for the other scientists to discover what is genetic material. It paves other scientists to discover what is genetic material. So, Griffith was the first scientist conducted experiments on some bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae, pneumonia disease, flu disease, and his experiments are, he has given that experiment a name considered as transformation experiments. So whatever experiments are conducted by Alfred Griffith, they were well known to the world as transformation experiments. What is this transformation experiment? What he observed in this transformation experiment and what he concluded. When we study transformation experiments conducted by Griffith on bacteria which causes a disease, flu, what he observed? He observed that transformation, change from one form to other form. Transformation means change from one form to other form. Here, what he observed is a bacteria is found in a medium. A bacteria is found in a medium. In that medium, some other dead organisms are there, some other bacteria are there. A medium, maybe soil, water, body of the organism, or air, a medium, a culture medium, where so many bacteria are there. And here, this is one type of bacteria, another type of bacteria. Some bacteria are died. Even though they died, something is present, something is coming out from their body which is stable, not disturbed. This is a normal bacteria. It is having a shape, a structure. When this bacteria, living bacteria, having a shape and structure present in the medium, along with the dead bacteria, who released there something, some chemical substances into the medium, this bacteria is able to take these chemical substances which are released by the dead bacteria, able to take this, and after taking, they are converted, transformed, changed in their physical structure. If they were rod shaped, if they were in this shape, they are changed to this shape. So physical physical appearance, characters have been transformed. Transformed means changed from one form to another form. It is a miraculous thing. How an organism will change its body from one form to other form? How an organism will change? For the first time, Griffith observed there is a change in the physical appearance of a bacteria in a culture medium. And he has given a beautiful subject, a beautiful notes of his experiments. And he has given something which is transferred from the dead bacteria into the living bacteria. Something is transferred from the dead bacteria into the living bacteria is nothing but some transforming principle. Transforming principle. Again, my dear students, transformation is the name of the experiment. What is transformation? Simply a bacteria, when it is grown in a culture medium, by observing something from the medium, it changed its physical form from one form to another form. So this process of change, conversion of one form to other form is called transformation. Change. And what is responsible for this transformation, for the change of this bacteria from one form to other form, physical change? He concluded that some transforming principle, some principle, some doctrine, some law, some rule, something, some chemical or some substance is responsible for transformation. That substance responsible for transformation, according to Griffith, it is considered as transforming principle. Our question at the end of the second year examinations, as a matter of fact, for PUC examinations or intermediate examination, is a matter of question, 5 marks question. What is transformation experiment? What is the transforming principle according to Griffith in his experiments? And finally, what happens after transformation? Reason for the transformation. So let us see this. When Griffith is studying this bacteria, what is that bacteria? Pneumococcus, Streptococcus pneumonia, which causes pneumonia disease, dangerous disease. He wants to study it. And when he was observing bacteria, surprisingly, Griffith noticed two different types of bacteria in a patient's body. In that group of bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae, same Streptococcus pneumoniae, but two different types are there. What is these different types? He is able to identify based upon structural differences. So one type, he observed bacteria are smooth. They were having shiny. They were shining. The Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria, some are smooth, some bacteria are smooth and shiny. Why they were smooth? Why they were shiny means they are covered with a coat which is made up of mucilage. Mucilage appears shining and they were covered with a coat, mucus coat. This covering is called capsulated. So like a cap, these bacteria are covered and they were like this, round, having a covering and the term is glazing, shining. Why it is round? Because why it is smooth? Because it is covered with a capsule which is made up of mucus, polysaccharides, a coat. And another type of bacteria in the same Streptococcus pneumoniae. Some bacteria not capsulated. So there is no capsule or no coat. They are not shining, not covered with any mucus. They appear rough. They appear smooth on their surface because of, and they appear rough on their surface because of not having. To these bacteria which are looking smooth, Griffith has given the name S type of bacteria. S type of bacteria. S stands for smooth. And it is nothing but indicates that it is having a capsule or coat or mucus. To this bacteria, Griffith has given the name because no covering, rough, R bacteria. So, Griffith identified two different types of bacteria during his experiments. What experiments they are? Transformation experiments. What he observed? And he observed whenever he is taking the smooth type of bacteria into a needle and injected into a organism like mice, when smooth bacteria injected into a living mouse, living mice, when smooth bacteria injected into a living mice with the help of an injection, when smooth bacteria containing syringe with the help of a needle is injected into a mice which is living, after some time mice died because of pneumonia disease. With disease. What is that disease? Pneumonia disease, flu disease. So first experiment, whenever Griffith identified two different types of bacteria as smooth and rough bacteria, he has taken smooth bacteria. Why it is smooth and why it is rough? It is a genetic material which is responsible for the character. It is a character. Smooth is a character. Rough is a character. The human being is black, red, whitish in color, completely black. So Britishers, Americans, Africans, Indian, how we are having color human beings? A character. Like that, this is the character of roundness is because of its genetic material, which is controlling the characters, forming the characters and transmitting the character. Here the character is because of its genetic material, inner concept. So when he has selected the smooth, able to die, then Griffith has given the name to this smooth bacteria as smooth and virulent type. Yes, virulent. Virulence means killing. Smooth virulent type of bacteria. He has given the name smooth and virulent type to the bacteria having smooth, and whenever we are growing this bacteria in a culture medium, smooth colonies will form. So many bacteria. When we are growing this in a culture medium, rough colonies it will form. Colonies means many. Colonies means many. Here, whenever it is killing the bacteria, mice died. So such a bacteria, virulent type. Now he has selected the second rough type of bacteria and injected into the mice. Second experiment. When rough bacteria injected into a living mice, when a rough bacteria is injected into a living mice, rough bacteria, smooth bacteria, after some time, even after a long time, there is no effect on the mice. Mice is able to live. Mice alive. So there is no disease. So he considered that the rough bacteria is called or non-virulent. It is not going to kill the mice. So he observed during his experiments two types of bacteria. One is smooth and virulent, which will kill the mice. Another one is rough and non-virulent, which is not going to kill the mice. Now, during his experimentations, by a process of sterilization, he is able to kill the smooth and virulent bacterium. Third experiment, he killed smooth, virulent by heating. Smooth, virulent bacteria, when exposed to heat, it is being killed. Now, he extracted that bacteria and considered it as a dead bacteria, heat killed virulent bacteria. He has developed a third type of bacteria by killing it, by giving heat, more heat. Bacterial strains, cells will denature. So heat killed smooth virulent bacteria, and he has considered it as heat killed smooth type of bacteria. Now, fourth experiment, he injected heat killed smooth bacteria to the living mice. Heat killed smooth means it is killed by heat. He injected heat killed smooth bacteria to the mice by a needle. After some time, mice is alive. It is not going to die. Mice alive. no disease. So he identified three different types of, he observed two different types, virulent or killing, non-virulent, non-killing. He made the killing one into non-virulent by heating. Mice is alive because the property of killing nature, the nature of killing is stopped because it is dead. Now, next experiment, he thought if we inject rough bacteria which is individually not having any effect on the life of the mice, no disease, and heat killed individually, it is not having any effect on the mice. One day he has taken these two into consideration. Experiment, he has given both heat killed smooth bacteria plus rough bacteria. Rough, non-virulent. This is also non-virulent because it is not going to kill the mice. This is also non-virulent, not able to kill the. When both are taken in the syringe and injected into the mice, injected to mice, mice died. It is a shocking observation by Griffith that when both the bacteria are non-virulent, when they were sent into the mice individually, it is also not having any effect, killing action. Individually it is also not having any killing effect action. But both are togetherly injected into the mice. Mice died with disease. He shocked with this result. To this he has given Griffith effect. It is considered as Griffith effect. He conducted the same experiment several times. He got the same result. Griffith effect has given to this effect. Why mice is died when both non-virulent strains of bacteria are injected? At that time, Griffith was not in a position. Their understanding is not that much deeper. Their knowledge is very less. So he has not given the proper reason for this. Simply, he has concluded that some transforming principle is responsible for killing of bacteria, killing of mice. What is this transforming principle responsible for killing? He expects that when these two are injected into the body of the mice is called medium now. Medium. So water is a medium, soil is a medium, air is a medium, body of any organism is a medium where bacteria live. So here two bacteria are present here, heat killed smooth and rough. Something from the dead heat killed smooth. Some transforming principle. Some transforming principle. Medium. So when two different types of bacteria are present, dead bacteria and living rough bacteria, some transforming principle, may be a chemical, is moving from the heat killed smooth bacteria's body bacterial body into the rough bacterial body. Some transforming principle is moving from the heat killed smooth body into the rough bacterial body. By taking this, by receiving this transforming principle, rough bacteria developed smooth coat or smooth capsule and becomes virulent. How can he say that? He observed by the autopsy of the autopsy means postmortem. Autopsy of the dead body of mice reveals that in the blood capillaries, Griffith identified the presence of smooth and virulent bacteria. He is shocked because he has not injected smooth and virulent into the body of the bacteria. He injected heat killed smooth, not having any effect, rough, not having any effect, and both are injected into the body. So body now becomes the medium, and in the medium, from the dead body of heat killed smooth bacteria, it releases some transforming principle. This transforming principle is taken by the rough bacteria, and rough bacteria is transformed into smooth virulent bacteria. Hence, mice died with disease. So this effect is called Griffith effect, and he has not given any reasonable explanation for this transformation. Only he concluded some transforming principle is responsible for transformation. Transformation means simply shortest, whenever transfer of genetic material from one organism to other organism through the medium. Transfer of genetic material from one organism means one bacteria to the other bacteria. The donating bacteria is called donor bacteria, and receiving bacteria is called recipient bacteria. By receiving, this recipient will become transformed, changed, and becomes virulent, transforming. In the coming classes, my dear students, we will see what is this transforming principle is, what is its biochemical nature, and which is considered as the correct direct evidence to identify DNA is the genetic material. All the best.